You might be wondering, Josh, why the hell would you buy a fridge for your Tesla? And the simple reason for that is, well, I do live in Texas, and Texas gets really, really hot. I mean, if you guys are from Texas, you can vouch for me. It's just unpredictable, and it's really hot for most of the year. So I think this is just a great excuse to not only utilize some of the storage that you use with rags and trash and more trash, but utilize that space with something that you may actually use, such as a fridge. I found myself using this on longer trips. I put my waters there. So I do think this works really well, and it's just a plug and play situation. There's not a lot of installment problems going on with it or anything. It's not difficult. It's a 15-minute thing and it's ready to go. So why not? With that being said, let's get started with the installation and see how it works. In order to begin this installation, we must allocate the first cubby, which is going to be on the left side because of the 12-volt outlet. So we will be using this side. I also want to point out that this works in my legacy Tesla Model Y. This is a 2022, but it will also work in your Juniper model or any newer models that come because the layout for this is exactly the same one. So we're going to start by removing the main cover. I also have this little top, and we're gonna go ahead and clear out any trash that we have in here. Full disclosure, if you have anything else plugged in to this portion, to your 12-volt outlet, this will become useless because the fridge will take over it. So that's one thing that I may be concerned about, but aside from that, there shouldn't be anything else intruding with the fridge. And just to give you a couple of stats for nerds, the power supply voltage is 12 volts, the rated power is 45 watts, the principle for refrigeration is compressor, the temperature regulation is -6 degrees Celsius to 20 degrees Celsius, the volume equals 16 liters, and the rough weight for this is 11 kilograms. Included with this refrigerator, you also have a really nice branded rack, I'm assuming to clean up the refrigerator, also with your fasteners and a couple of storage bins to accommodate your food, your drinks, whatever you're putting on the fridge. Looking at the side of the fridge, and the only cable that's popping out of this is the 12-volt plug. For this portion of this video, this might be arguably the hardest part, and I know Hansshow may not be too happy with me because it's not the way it's instructed, but it was the easiest way for me to do it. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do it, and then you can make up your mind on whether you wanna do it this way or a separate way. In the bottom cubby, you'll find two different locks. This is the keys that you will be using for these locks. Essentially what this does is you combine both cubbies, you twist it, and you shut it. That's essentially the whole mechanism for this. So we're gonna test it out. Remember, you do have a back lip right over here. So we're gonna put this one on top of this one and lock it. All right, so the first one, that's how it should go. Keep a little bit of pressure on the side because if not, you risk tilting this, and this is a heavy fridge, so just keep this holding to the side. We're gonna go ahead and open it, and your locks will be right in here. You'll have two holes, so we're gonna go ahead and attach them. So we're gonna put the first one, and this shouldn't be too difficult. Once you attach them, that secures pretty much everything together. Essentially, the way that they tell you to do it is to put this part on your car first, then snug this one in, plug it in, and put the locks on. However, this was pretty much impossible to me, so I figured we're just gonna insert this as it is and plug it in as we go. Alrighty, back in our car. Let's go ahead and grab the whole thing out. Make sure that we keep track of our plug, and we're just gonna gently insert it. And before it's all the way in, we're gonna go ahead and plug it in. There we go, that's plugged in. There we go. Now that that's all done, you know, I wonder if we could just take this part off and insert it that way. When you guys are installing this, I would suggest for you guys to take this off because I think that would make it a lot easier. You have to remove this plastic. There's gonna be two screws, one on each side. Pull out, not screws, but just fasteners. Pull back and see if that works. It actually looks really cool. The LCD looks amazing, and you can actually move it around. You can press it, and then you can move to your desired temperature. So I think that's cool. Right now, that's the temperature in Celsius. And then you can select the temperature that you want this to be at. We're gonna leave it at that for now. We're gonna continue installing the rest of the packaging. Once you open the fridge, you will find that there's exposed fasteners in here. So Hansshow does provide you with a little cover that you can put in here, but I personally find it useless. I don't even know how that goes in there. It just seems janky, so we're just not gonna use this. What I will be using is some of the things that they provide for you to put into the fridge. So I want to start with this one. That one goes in the bottom, and we're gonna put this one, and then we're gonna close this. Now notice how the machine actually turned off. That's because Tesla has a camping mode, so this will automatically shut off to save car's energy if you're not using it with camping mode. If you put the car on camping mode, this will stay on for as long as you want, and it'll drain your battery at a very minimum pace. You might be wondering, how many things can we fit in here before it's too full? So I'm gonna go ahead and test it out. So I got a pack of waters here, and I also have some delicious iced tea over here to see how many of these ones we can fit. So let's open this and let's throw some waters in here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we can put our tray. So you can fit 6 waters, 6 waters comfortably in the bottom portion. And now we're gonna add some teas that are a different measurement here. So that's 1, 2, that's 3, 4, 5, and so it's gonna be 5. That's 5. So we can fit 5 drinks and a potato, and that closes perfectly. Let me remind you that we have 6 waters in the bottom already, which I think it's crazy. To demonstrate it, we have 1 potato, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 regular cans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, guys, that to me is incredible. We have 6 waters, we have 5 regular cans, and we have 1 potato for our lunch. That is some massive space. And keep in mind that I was using a separator for both of these things. I quickly want to point out that Hansshow specifically mentions that the freezing zone is your above part of the cubby. That goes from -6 to -20 Celsius. And the bottom portion, it's your cold storage area from 0 to -Celsius. In other words, you are able to choose what gets cold and what gets colder in this particular fridge, which I think it's great attention to detail, and it's a great way to keeping your food a little bit warmer or a little bit colder depending on what you have. And there you have it. What an amazing solution to a simple problem. I personally enjoy this because I take it out when I'm running, I use it while I'm jogging, while I'm riding bicycles, or simply when I'm going the long road and I need a place to stop and grab a drink without having to get out of my car. I think this is an amazing solution to an amazing situation that we have here, because as you know, Teslas do have a lot of storage, and a lot of it, let's face it, we use it to accumulate more trash. So having something like this is a great solution for us because it'll keep your food and your drinks cold. With that being said, thank you so much to our sponsor Hansshow for providing us with this amazing product. And thank you guys for the amazing support in the past couple of months with my channel. We have seen some huge growth. So thank you so much for your unparalleled support with this channel as well as the videos. With that, feel free to use my discount code C3SGarage at hansshow.com for an amazing discount. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!